There is a silent and deeply personal betrayal that many of us begin to experience as we journey into our 70s, 80s, and even 90s. It is the betrayal of the body by the body itself. It is the feeling of your own legs, the very pillars that have carried you through a lifetime of experiences, beginning to feel like strangers. It's the unsettling tremor you feel when you push yourself up from a low chair, the deep, burning fatigue in your thighs after climbing a single flight of stairs, the sudden, violent grip of a nighttime cramp that makes you question the reliability of your own physical form. This is the lived daily experience of advanced sarcopenia, the severe age-related loss of muscle mass and function, and it is the single greatest adversary to a life of dignity and independence in our latest years. The problem we are going to confront today, in its entirety, is the profound and tragic misunderstanding of the true battlefield where this war against frailty is won or lost. We have been taught, and have come to believe, that our waking hours are the only time that matters. We focus on the exercise we do, the food we eat during the day, and we see the hours we spend in bed as a passive, empty void, a simple shutting down of the system. We view our sleep as a state of dormancy, and in this view, we have made a catastrophic and life-altering error. What if I were to tell you that the 8 hours you spend in bed every night are, in fact, the most active, dynamic, and critically important period for muscle regeneration in the entire 24-hour cycle? What if the night is not a void, but a bustling, brilliantly orchestrated construction site where your body does its most important rebuilding work? And what if the primary reason for the accelerated muscle loss we see in our 80s and 90s is that we are sending our body's elite, all-night construction crew to this site completely unequipped, unfunded, and unsupported? The problem is not that our bodies lose the ability to rebuild. The problem is that we are starving the rebuilding process at its most critical hour. Today, we are going to embark on the most important and empowering journey into the science of nocturnal regeneration you have ever taken. We will pull back the veil of sleep and reveal the magnificent, hidden, and hormonally driven processes that are meant to rebuild your muscles while you rest. We will then expose the shocking nutritional deficiencies that are sabotaging this sacred, nightly ritual for millions of older adults. And most importantly, we will reveal a precise and powerful protocol of 4 specific, essential vitamins and minerals that, when taken strategically in the hour before bed, can transform your sleep from a period of passive decline into a potent, anabolic state of active muscle restoration. This is not about a single magic bullet. This is about understanding the deep, biological rhythm of your body and learning to provide it with the synergistic team of nutrients it is desperately crying out for. This is your definitive masterclass in how to sleep your way to stronger legs, even at 90. To truly grasp the revolutionary power of this bedtime strategy, we must first become architects of the aging body and understand the unique and formidable challenges we face in our 8th and 9th decades. The forces driving sarcopenia at this stage are a more extreme version of what began in our 60s. The anabolic resistance of our muscle cells is now profound. The doorbell we need to ring to signal muscle growth is no longer just hard to press. It's almost painted over. It requires a signal of immense power and precision to get a response. Our digestive systems are often significantly less robust. The production of stomach acid and digestive enzymes can be greatly diminished, making the efficient extraction of amino acids and minerals from our food a major challenge. The hormonal environment is now acutely catabolic, with very low levels of anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, often combined with chronically elevated levels of the muscle-wasting stress hormone, cortisol. And the accumulated burden of a lifetime of oxidative stress and inflammation has created a hostile, pro-inflammatory internal environment that is constantly sending signals to break down muscle tissue. This is the reality of the terrain. It is a challenging one, but it is not a hopeless one, because our bodies, in their infinite wisdom, have a built-in natural and powerful antidote to this daily catabolic storm, and that antidote is called deep sleep. Let's journey into the sleeping brain of a 90-year-old. As you drift from the light stages of sleep into the deep, restorative, slow-wave sleep of stages 3 and 4, a miracle happens. Your pituitary gland, a tiny pea-sized structure at the base of your brain, releases its largest and most powerful pulse of human growth hormone, HGH, of the entire 24-hour cycle. HGH is the master conductor of the body's entire repair orchestra. It is a profoundly anabolic hormone. It travels through your bloodstream, and its primary target is your muscle tissue. When it arrives at your muscle cells, it gives a powerful, unequivocal command. Shut down the breakdown. Stop the catabolism. The storm of the day is over. It is now time to rebuild. Simultaneously, the process of muscle protein synthesis is naturally upregulated. This is the physical, mechanical process of taking the amino acid building blocks that are circulating in your blood and weaving them into new, strong muscle protein fibers. The night is, therefore, your body's divinely orchestrated, primordial, and most powerful anabolic window. It is the time when the tide is meant to turn, when the relentless breakdown of the day is meant to be met and conquered by the powerful rebuilding of the night. So why then does the decline continue? Why does this magnificent, nightly process fail us so profoundly in our later years? It fails because this entire, intricate, and energy-intensive operation is completely and utterly dependent on the presence of specific cofactors, specific tools, and specific signaling molecules. The release of HGH is just the architect arriving at the construction site with the blueprints. If the foreman is asleep, if the electrical power is out, if the delivery of bricks has been cancelled, and if the existing structure is on fire, the architect can shout his commands all night long, and not a single new brick will be laid. You will have tragically and completely wasted your single greatest opportunity for regeneration. Our mission, with our bedtime protocol, is to ensure that when that HGH architect arrives tonight, he finds a construction site that is perfectly prepared. He will find a calm and relaxed foreman, a blazing electrical grid, a massive stockpile of high-quality raw materials, and a site that has been protected from the fires of inflammation. And we will achieve this with our team of 4 synergistic, nighttime nutrients. Let's meet the first and most foundational member of our nighttime construction crew. He is the site foreman, the master of relaxation, and the provider of the site's electrical power. We are talking about the master mineral, magnesium. We have spoken of magnesium's importance before, but in the context of advanced age, its role becomes even more profoundly critical. Let's look at its 3 non-negotiable nighttime roles. First, as we know, magnesium is the mineral of relaxation. It is the natural antagonist to calcium. It is the off switch for muscle contraction. In a state of advanced sarcopenia, the remaining muscle fibers are often overworked, exhausted, and stuck in a state of chronic, low-grade tension. They are never able to fully let go. This state of hypertonicity impedes blood flow, traps metabolic waste, and is a primary driver of the agonizing night cramps that are so common. A therapeutic dose of magnesium before bed is a direct, chemical signal to these exhausted muscles, telling them, it is safe to release. It is time to relax. A relaxed muscle is a receptive muscle, a muscle that is ready for repair. Second, magnesium is the spark plug for cellular energy. The all-night process of building new muscle tissue is incredibly energy-intensive. It requires a constant supply of the body's energy currency, the molecule ATP. And as we know, ATP is biologically inactive unless it is bound to a magnesium ion. A deficiency in magnesium, which is almost universal in the elderly population, is a state of profound energy crisis at the most fundamental, cellular level. Without sufficient magnesium, your body simply does not have the raw, electrical power to fuel the muscle-building machinery, no matter what other signals are present. Supplementing with magnesium is like ensuring the power generators on your construction site are fully fueled and running at maximum capacity for the entire night shift. Third, magnesium is the key to unlocking the very deep sleep that is required for this process to even begin. As we've discussed, magnesium calms the entire nervous system and is essential for the regulation of the sleep hormone melatonin. The peak release of human growth hormone occurs only during the deepest stages of slow-wave sleep. If your sleep is light, restless, and fragmented, as it so often becomes in our later years, you may never be spending enough time in this crucial, deep sleep state. You are literally sleeping through your primary muscle-building window. A therapeutic dose of magnesium is one of the most powerful, natural tools for helping you to achieve and to sustain this deep, restorative, HGH-releasing sleep. The form is critical. You must choose a highly bioavailable form like magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate. A dose of 200 to 400 milligrams, taken about an hour before bed, provides the formin, the power, and the peaceful environment for the night's work to commence. Now that the site is calm and the power is on, we need to turn on the master switch for the actual construction. We need to wake up the architect's primary assistant. This brings us to the second member of our team, the nutrient that directly communicates with the DNA of your muscle cells. We are talking about vitamin D3. The discovery of vitamin D receptors on muscle cells has revolutionized our understanding of sarcopenia. We now know that vitamin D, which functions as a powerful steroid hormone in the body, is a primary, direct, and non-negotiable signal for muscle protein synthesis. When you take vitamin D, and it is converted into its active form in your body, it travels to your muscle cells and binds to these receptors. This binding action is like a key turning in a lock. It opens a direct channel to the nucleus of the cell, where it activates the specific genes that are responsible for building new muscle protein. In a state of vitamin D deficiency, which affects the vast majority of adults over 70, these genes remain dormant. The HGH can be shouting its commands, but the genetic machinery to respond to those commands is switched off. It is a state of profound and tragic anabolic silence. Supplementing with vitamin D is like flipping the master breaker switch on the construction site's main control panel. It turns on the power to all the heavy machinery. Why take it at night? The synergy with the nighttime release of HGH is the key. You are ensuring that this powerful gene-activating hormone is at its peak concentration in your bloodstream at the exact same time that the master repair hormone, HGH, is also at its peak. You are creating a powerful, synergistic anabolic chorus, with both hormones singing the same song to your muscle cells. It is time to build. The recommended form is vitamin D3, and a dose of 2,000 to 4,000 IU is often appropriate for seniors, but it is always best to be guided by a blood test to determine your personal needs. We now have the calm environment, the cellular power, and the genetic machinery switched on. But there is a crucial and often overlooked logistical problem on our construction site. We have the plan, and we have the power, but we have a problem with the delivery of the raw materials, the bricks. And we have a problem with the structural integrity of the foundation itself. This brings us to the third, and perhaps most surprising, member of our nighttime team. We are talking about vitamin K2. We have been taught to think of vitamin K primarily in the context of blood clotting. But that is vitamin K1. Vitamin K2, which is found in fermented foods and is also produced by our gut bacteria, has a completely different and profoundly important job. As we have discussed, vitamin K2 is the body's master calcium regulator. Its primary function is to activate a protein called matrix GLA protein, MGP, which is the most powerful inhibitor of arterial calcification in the human body. It also activates a protein called osteocalcin, which is responsible for depositing calcium into our bones. What on earth does this have to do with leg strength at 90? The connection is direct and it is life-saving. The number one logistical problem for muscle repair in an older adult is a failing circulatory system. The arteries that are meant to deliver the magnesium, the vitamin D, the amino acids, and the oxygen to your leg muscles are often becoming stiff and calcified, a condition known as arteriosclerosis. This is the hardening of the arteries. A stiff, calcified artery is a narrow and inefficient pipe. It simply cannot deliver the robust blood flow needed to support a major, all-night construction project. By taking vitamin K2 every night, you are providing your body with the essential tool it needs to actively decalcify your arteries. You are telling your body to take the dangerous, plaque-forming calcium out of your soft tissues and put it back into your bones, where it belongs. You are, over time, making your arteries more flexible, more open, and more efficient. You are literally improving the quality of the highway system that is responsible for delivering all the other nutrients to your muscles. But there is an even more direct muscular benefit. Recent research has discovered that our muscle tissue itself contains vitamin K-dependent proteins. The exact role is still being uncovered, but it appears that vitamin K2 is involved in the energy production within the mitochondria, the powerhouses of our muscle cells. Studies have linked higher vitamin K2 status with improved physical performance, including better walking speed and grip strength in older adults. The synergy here is breathtaking. The vitamin D3 you are taking is improving the absorption of calcium. The vitamin K2 you are taking at the same time is then telling that calcium exactly where to go: into your bones and out of your arteries. You are simultaneously building a stronger skeleton, which is the frame upon which your muscles act, and you are cleaning the pipes that deliver the fuel to those muscles. The best form to take is vitamin K2 as -7 Malawian kwachas, which is the most bioactive and long-lasting form. A dose of 100 to 200 micrograms per night is a powerful, protective, and restorative strategy. We now have the foreman, the power, the genetic switch, and a clean, efficient highway system. We have one final member to add to our team. This is the nutrient that acts as the anti-fire chief for our construction site. The one that quenches the silent, smoldering flames of chronic inflammation that are constantly threatening to sabotage our rebuilding efforts. We are talking about the omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. As we have firmly established, chronic, low-grade inflammation is a profoundly catabolic state. It is a direct, muscle-wasting signal. The inflammatory molecules that circulate in your body, called cytokines, can trigger the breakdown of muscle protein. For an older adult, whose inflammatory levels are often chronically elevated, this is a major, round-the-clock headwind against any effort to build muscle. The omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA, which are found primarily in fatty fish and algae, are the most powerful, natural, anti-inflammatory agents you can consume. They work at a very deep, cellular level to resolve inflammation. They are converted in the body into powerful signaling molecules called resolvins and protectins, which, as their names suggest, actively resolve and protect against the inflammatory process. By taking a high-quality omega-3 supplement in the evening, you are ensuring that your body has a rich supply of these anti-inflammatory compounds circulating in your bloodstream throughout the entire night. You are creating a calm, non-inflammatory, pro-anabolic environment for your muscles to be rebuilt in. You are telling the arsonist to go home, so the construction crew can do its work in peace. But the benefits are even more direct. Omega-3s are a critical structural component of the muscle cell membrane itself. A healthy fluid cell membrane, rich in omega-3s, is more sensitive to anabolic signals like insulin and HGH. Some research has directly shown that supplementing with omega-3s can help to combat the anabolic resistance of aging, making older muscles more responsive to the muscle-building effects of protein and exercise. It is like greasing the lock so the vitamin D key can turn more easily. A high-quality fish oil or algae oil supplement, providing a combined dose of at least 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, taken with your other nighttime nutrients, completes our synergistic quartet. Let us now step back and behold the magnificent, interlocking, and profoundly intelligent protocol we have assembled. This is the nocturnal muscle regeneration protocol. About 1 hour before bed, you take your 4 synergistic champions. The magnesium glycinate to calm your muscles and nervous system, to power your cellular energy, and to promote the deep sleep that will unlock the door to HGH release. The vitamin D3 to turn on the genetic machinery for muscle protein synthesis at the moment of peak HGH activity. The vitamin K2, as -7 Malawian kwachas, to build a strong skeletal frame, and to ensure the arterial highways are clean and open for nutrient delivery. And the omega-3 fatty acids to create a calm, anti-inflammatory environment, and to sensitize your muscles to the powerful, anabolic signals of the night. This protocol is not a random collection of supplements. It is a carefully orchestrated, biological symphony. Each nutrient plays a distinct and irreplaceable role, and each one amplifies the effects of the others. This is the level of strategic, targeted, and synergistic nutritional support that a body in its 8th or 9th decade requires to overcome the profound forces of sarcopenia. This nightly ritual must, of course, be the capstone of a lifestyle that supports it. It must be built upon a foundation of a whole foods diet that provides adequate protein and micronutrients throughout the day. And it must be paired with the gentle, consistent stimulus of daily movement, to provide your muscles with the all-important reason to grow. This is a message of radical and defiant hope. It is the definitive rejection of the notion that frailty is your fate. It is the understanding that your body, at any age, is not a decaying relic, but a dynamic and responsive miracle that is always striving for health, if only you give it the tools it needs. The power to reclaim the strength of your legs, to regain the confidence in your step, and to maintain your precious independence is not a mystery. The blueprint is now in your hands. It is a simple, yet profoundly powerful, nightly ritual. It is your personal, nightly appointment with regeneration. And it is your unwavering commitment to the belief that it is never, ever too late to grow stronger.